Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A decision has been made in the dispute between Douglas County and the town of Mansfield over who's responsible for the maintenance of Airport Way. Riders on Link Transit can expect a new set of routes beginning Monday to help them get to their destinations throughout the Wenatchee Valley. Unsettled, cool weather in the forecast the rest of the week with nice conditions by this weekend. Chelan County mustered a heavy tactical response early this morning after a Lake Wenatchee man allegedly threatened his partner with a firearm. The sheriff's office says deputies were called about 4:13 a.m. to a home on Brayburn Road where a man had allegedly fired a gunshot at his girlfriend's dog, then held a gun to her neck and threatened her. The East Cascade SWAT team was called out, bringing vehicles from multiple police agencies and 3 armored cars to the scene. Chief of Patrol Seth Bueller says after authorities surrounded the residence, the suspect surrendered and was arrested under a warrant. Police would not identify the man arrested, but jail logs show a 33-year-old man was booked into the Chelan County Regional Justice Center on a pending charge of harassment. A Wenatchee man has pleaded guilty to a sexual assault charge on a teen victim he carried out 3 years ago. 24-year-old Luis Donaldo Acosta was sentenced Monday to just under 3.5 years in prison for charges of first-degree indecent liberties and third-degree rape of a child. Wenatchee police arrested Acosta in March of 2022 after the victim disclosed the assault, which took place when she was 14. Acosta was a trusted friend of the victim's family. His guilty plea allowed him to avoid trial on more serious charges, including second-degree rape. Judge Travis Brandt also sentenced Acosta to 3 years supervision when he's released from prison and ordered him to register as a sex offender. A Monday vehicle crash 13 miles east of Moses Lake led to a brush fire but no life-threatening injuries. Grant County Sheriff's deputies say 48-year-old Simon Simons of Wilbur was traveling north on Road W Northeast about 5 p.m. when his Subaru Outback collided with an eastbound semi hauling potatoes. The crash happened at the intersection with Road 3 Northeast. The semi jackknifed and Simon's car caught fire after the wreck, but he and his passenger were able to flee the vehicle. Both they and the semi-driver were taken to Samaritan Healthcare in Moses Lake for medical treatment. The car fire burned about a 1/4 acre of nearby brush, but was quickly extinguished by Grant County Fire District 5. Deputies say the semi-truck had the right-of-way. The town of Mansfield is solely responsible for a 1,700-foot stretch of road that's become a bone of contention between the town and Douglas County. That's the decision Judge Brian Huber rendered in a year-old lawsuit in which the county sued to force Mansfield to maintain Airport Way on the southeast end of the town. Mansfield has long argued that it's the county's property and so the county should perform much-needed road repairs. Huber's ruling, issued last week, finds that a mapping error in 1915 put the road in the county's jurisdiction and the town is in fact the legal owner of the right-of-way. Mansfield has been awarded a grant to rebuild the portion of Airport Way within its boundaries. The town of Winthrop now has more than $600,000 in federal money for the replacement of its water main. The existing main, which crosses the Methow River, is beginning to fail, and Winthrop Mayor Sally Ranzo says it's difficult for communities their size to hunt down grant funding. 4th District Congressman Dan Newhouse announced Monday he's included the money from the EPA as one of the community funding appropriations he's allowed to earmark for his constituents. Ranzo says a new water main will serve Winthrop for the next 50 years. When we come back, in a meeting just this morning, Chelan Douglas Regional Port Authority board members selected the official branding for the Trades District project, and electric vehicle enthusiasts from all across the region will gather this weekend at Rocky Reach Dam to celebrate the joys of EV motoring. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Abby's has been around the Pacific Northwest for generations. Yep, our parking lot used to have phone booths, and this amazing hair was considered to be in style. You know what hasn't changed in the past 59 years? Our recipes, hand-rolled dough, and toppings to the edge. That's what makes us legendary. It's back, baby. You asked for it, and Abby's listened.
Bacon.
Bacon.
Cheddar.
Yep, this amazing pizza is on sale for a very limited time. Hurry in or order at abbys.com. Your taste buds and family will thank you.
Dear Mary Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and the floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time. Mary Maids.
Riders on Link Transit can expect a new set of routes beginning Monday to help them get to their destinations throughout the Wenatchee Valley. The new schedule adds 12 runs to stops around Wenatchee, plus 4 new weekday trips to serve the Eniat, Chelan, and Manson area, as well as Cashmere and Leavenworth. A new express route between Wenatchee and Leavenworth will also debut, traveling from one city to the other with no stops. You can find a copy of the new schedule on any Link bus at its main station or at linktransit.org. Chelan Douglas Regional Port Authority board members today selected the official branding for the Trades District project. The Trades District is a project of renovating the previous cryptocurrency mining buildings into incubator spaces for businesses with special focus on supporting local Latino entrepreneurs. Director of Economic Development and Capital Projects Stacy Demestre presented 2 color scheme options that were created with Claridge Media, and option 2 was selected, which features dark blue text with accent colors of yellow, orange, red, and light blue. Electric vehicle enthusiasts from all across the region gather this weekend at Rocky Reach Dam to celebrate the joys of EV motoring. Plug-in North Central Washington is the main electric vehicle club of the Wenatchee Valley. The group will stage what it calls its first annual EV lineup, coinciding with National Drive Electric Week. The goal is to set a Chelan County record for the most electric vehicles in one gathering, while also sharing information and strategies for getting the most out of an EV. The event starts at 9:30 a.m. Saturday in the lower parking area of Rocky Reach. Coming up next, students in a new program at Wenatchee High School have earned the attention of 2 national media outlets. We'll tell you more in tonight's feature story. Get ready for rain overnight, tomorrow morning, and once again on Thursday. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee provides financial services for independent-minded clients working to secure their futures. Whether it's helping construct your personal financial, retirement, or estate plan, they start with a disciplined approach and straightforward advice. An individualized approach is rooted in the values, stability, and strength their company was founded on in 1935. With offices coast to coast and personal attention you deserve right here in the Wenatchee Valley, learn more about D.A. Davidson.
Students in a new program at Wenatchee High School have earned the attention of 2 national media outlets. In its first year, 4 students in the podcast and audio storytelling class earned recognition by NPR and the New York Times for their final projects. Senior Sophie Macon, who worked with graduated students Aylin Orozco and Emmy Sutton, and sophomore Cade Devereaux produced projects that achieved honorable mentions in national competitions for middle and high school students. In tonight's feature story, NCWLIFE News met with Macon, Devereaux, and their instructor, Brandon Harley, to hear more about their projects.
My project was about the green band pods that blew up in 2021. We kind of remembered that we blew up it was like 2 years ago. And we were like, oh, that would be smart to talk about, and how people were so mad and you're abusing these kids. And the whole time we were like, we just wanted to play music together. It was not that serious.
I decided to make mine on my dad. He used to have a fishing boat with his dad out on the coast. And I remember just so many crazy stories he'd be telling me, either about like getting in a wreck with another ship, or a huge storm and almost sinking. And that stuff was just so interesting to me. It's always has been. And I thought, if I took that as a concept for a podcast, I felt like I could make it really immersive, with a whole bunch of sounds and SFX, so that's why.
Well, when the kids came to me, we always have kind of a strategy session about some ideas, and sometimes kids have good ideas, other ones have a hard time finding out what they want to do. I've known Cade literally his whole life. His dad is somebody that I'm very close with, and I've heard that story many times. So when Cade told me that he was going to use that as the basis for his podcast, I thought that's going to be a home run. There's so many great ways that story could go, and he did a great job of interviewing not only his dad, but his grandfather and his uncle, who all lived that life. So I knew that a couple reasons. That story is just compelling, but it was made for a podcast story with so many good parts. The other part with Sophie and the now infamous green tent photograph that stirred up so much. When they told me, hey, what do you think about us doing a story from what it looked like being inside the tent? I was like, that's gonna. I joked with them, I was like, you guys are gonna win this contest. It's gonna be a winner. So when they were awarded an honorable mention for that, I was not surprised. They did such a great job of interviewing all of these people that were so affected, from our front desk secretary to the principal, who received countless calls, and most of them not very nice, from people that day. Those girls did such a great job, right? Nobody asked them once what it was like for them to be inside those tents, and everybody's narrative ran away from that, and they wanted to say, well, here's our story, here's our voice.
I didn't think we made it because I figured Harley would know, and he didn't email me until maybe a month ago. Whenever he was like, oh, I just looked at this thing, congrats. So I sent it to my friends and I said, look, we made it. And we were so excited. We all posted it on our Instagram stories. Everybody was so thrilled for us. It was a funny little moment.
I think he told my mom, because he got the results for the New York Times and was just scrolling through it and found my name. He told my mom, and then I think I was at my friend's house, and my mom just called me, and everybody was super excited and proud.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast, and it was a wet Tuesday for much of North Central Washington today. Check out this beautiful shot. This was taken at about 2:30 this afternoon as a shower moved through, and notice the rainbow right over the Wenatchee Valley. What a great shot. Malcolm Whitehall, our producer, captured that this afternoon, and it was a showery day all over North Central Washington, and that will continue at least through Thursday. We're going to see periods of rain, a good chance of that overnight tonight, on Wednesday morning, and then once again on Thursday. Could even see some breezy conditions. We did see a little of that in the Columbia Basin. That will be kind of the target area for breezy conditions tomorrow as well, and we might even see a thunderstorm. That could happen in our evening hours in parts of north central Washington. So a pretty major weather system moving through at the moment. And boy, it sure kept us cool today. 66, our unofficial high temperature today, 6 degrees below where we should be at 72 for this time of year. Record high 86, and that was set back in 2003. 54 this morning, 49 is normal, and 37 our record cold set back in 1972. So here's our updated precip. We picked up 8/100ths of an inch. That was our yesterday total. I thought it was 900. It's 800. That gets us to 3.70 inches for the year. It goes back to January 1st, and we're still about 1.3 inches behind where we should be, but we might catch up over this next 24 to 48 hours. Sunrise this morning, 6:53, and the sun will set for us tonight at 6:51. All right, let's take a look at your Wednesday temperatures, and it's going to be a little bit cooler tomorrow than today with all that rain to kick off our day. 63 in Moses Lake and Ephrata, 62 the high in Quincy, only 59 degrees the high in Ellensburg tomorrow. We will barely make 60 in Wenatchee, Eniat, Chelan, Omak at 61, and a cool 56 for a high temperature tomorrow in Lake Wenatchee. All right, let's show you this storminess as it moves through our area. Here's where the drive and the moisture is coming from. Area of low pressure bringing us those clouds. Here's the tail end of the cold front. It's really an atmospheric river that's moving up into the Pacific Northwest. And by the time we get in tomorrow morning, 4 a.m., showers will be happening. Here's your morning commute for Wednesday. That's about 8 o'clock, and showers will continue right into our afternoon as well. High temperatures, as we talked about, only about 60 degrees for a high tomorrow. For Thursday, cloudy skies again. Our area of low pressure really not going anywhere on Thursday. We'll see about a 50-50 chance for rain, but boy, it's scattered all throughout Washington state. High temperatures Thursday, a little bit better, maybe into the low 60s for highs. And then by Friday, a double shot of high pressure moves into the Pacific. That will make stabilize our weather a little bit as we get into the end of the week, but it is going to be very cool on Friday. Highs again barely at that 60-degree mark, but then it gets better just in time for the weekend as high pressure really anchors itself off the west coast. We will see warmer temperatures kicking off our weekend with highs into those mid-60s. Sunday even better as we get into the end of the weekend. We're going to see lots of sunshine all across Washington state on Sunday. It will be warmer too. How about this? High temperatures near 70, and that'll be about normal for this time of year on Sunday. Kicking off our Monday then, we will start off the day pretty nice, but then see increasing clouds throughout the day. Another large area of low pressure is moving down from the northwest, and that's going to bring us a lot of clouds late in the day on Monday. Most of the rain should stay in western Washington. High temperatures Monday, still pretty mild though, with a high near 70. All right, your 7-day forecast now, 49. We're seeing a lot of 40s. Look at that, first time in a long time. Cloudy, a possible thunderstorm possible tonight, and that's for much of central Washington and even along the Cascades. Morning rain for Wednesday and 60 degrees, a 50% chance for rain on Thursday and 61. We'll dry out and stay cool on Friday, mostly sunny and 60, and then look at that beautiful weekend ahead, mostly sunny and warmer on Saturday. Temperatures in the mid-60s, upper 60s to near 70 on Saturday with sunny skies, and then increasing clouds for Monday with a high temperature then near 70. And that's a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Castle Rock International is the Northwest premier real estate agency for large acreage properties, farms and ranch land, lodging and resorts, and other distinctive commercial real estate. Professional, knowledgeable, and discreet, Castle Rock International has the listings and the buyers you have been looking for. Contact John McNamara at Castle Rock International today or visit their website for more information on this award-winning company.
Well, just 2 games into their inaugural season in the Western Hockey League, and the Wenatchee Wild's coach has been suspended. Kevin Constantine has been suspended by the WHL as the league investigates alleged violations of its regulations and policies. In a release on Monday night, the league announced the suspension after the WHL's independent reporting channel received a complaint regarding his conduct. Now, Constantine is not permitted to have any contact with the organization, including players, while the matter is being investigated. Wenatchee hosted Portland and Seattle over the weekend in its first 2 games of the season. Constantine was hired in July after the team announced it had purchased the Winnipeg Ice franchise and would be moving it to Wenatchee. Now, according to an article in the Seattle Times, Constantine was suspended for 4 games and fined $5,000 while coaching the Everett Silvertips back in 2006. He reportedly was admonished for forcing the team to remain in uniform after an exhibition loss in Kennewick, eating their post-game meal and riding the bus home to Everett while still in uniform. Now, the Wild had no immediate comment on the suspension other than to say associate head coach Chris Clark would be coaching the team with assistance from Andrew Sawyer. Houston's Justin Verlander showed why he's a future Hall of Famer, and the Astros shut down Seattle last night 5-1. The 40-year-old right-hander pitched 8 innings of 3-hit, 1-run ball to help the Astros keep pace with Texas in the American League West. Meanwhile, Luis Castillo ran into a 2-out trouble in the 2nd inning, with Houston cashing in on 3 runs.
Into right center field, Dubon's going to come through with a 2-out base hit. That is huge as the Astros take a 1-0 lead. Abreu scores, Mauricio Dubon delivers an RBI. And the Rangers have dominated the Mariners. This ball hit well into left center field. If this goes to the wall, Dubon might score. It does go to the wall. He will score. Astros take a 2-0 lead. Martin Maldonado delivers a 2-out RBI double.
Back-to-back 2-out RBI base hits for the Astros. That's your 8 and 9 guys in your order.
And he has a base hit. That's going to score another run. Here comes Maldonado. 3-0 Astros with 3 2-out RBI hits. As he drives one deep to right field. Forget about this one. Number 30 on the air for the big man. And he's done it again against the Mariners. It's now 4-0 Astros.
That is now the 19th home run given up this season to left-handed hitters by Luis Castillo.
2 outs for Jeremy Pena. And there goes McCormick. The throw, the tag, and they got him. Great throw. Cal Raleigh slams the brakes on a 2020 season for McCormick.
Tucker drills one deep to right field. That one's well tagged and off the scoreboard out there. Tucker's 29th on the year. RBI number 110. A bomb to right for King Tuck.
Deep out to right field. Tucker is on the warning track, and the Mariners will get a run. It's a sacrifice fly in the 9th inning. Mariners will not be shut out tonight.
Get the 27th out here in a 5-1 game. Swing and a miss. Astros win the first game of this big 3-game series 5-1.
Manager Scott Service says Verlander was his typical self when it came to dominating the Seattle Bats.
I think some nights you have to give credit where credit is due, and you know, Justin Verlander, as much as we've seen him throughout the years, he was outstanding. He really was going into the game, and we've seen him so much here in the past. We talked, you know, you need to get on him early, and once he gets in a groove, you know, you saw it tonight. He pitched extremely well. I thought Luis Castillo's stuff was maybe as good as we've seen it all year. Unfortunately, he made a couple mistakes in the middle of the plate with the fastball there in the 2nd inning. I thought he was going to work his way out of it. You know, after the leadoff triple to Abreu, he gets the ground ball, keep it in the infield, he gets a punch out, we get 2 strikes on Dubon, and he left the ball out over the plate and you know, drove in a run. And then after that, you know, they were on him. They got out on the fastball and they squared it up. But Luis was competing like he always does. You know, facing a very veteran team over there. they had a plan tonight. They were going to try to get on the fastball when it was there, and they didn't miss it. So, again, these games happen. We got beat. I mean, there's no way around it. Verlander dealt 7 of 8 innings. We're 1, 2, 3. Certainly had a shot there early in the game with the bases loaded. And when you get a chance against a pitcher like that early, you have to jump on it or take advantage of it, and we weren't able to do it. So, coming into this series with how things have gone for us lately, you need to win the series. That's just where we're at. We still have a chance to do that. We have to come in tomorrow and get after it. We have to do a whole lot more offensively, obviously, against their starter, and see where that takes us. Really a game at a time right now. You can't look any farther ahead. We need to win tomorrow's game. That's just where we're at.
Josh Rojas was the only Seattle hitter to get multiple hits off of Verlander. The two teams meet again tonight at 7:05 at T-Mobile Park. It's on Root Sports Northwest. Well, Texas also a winner on Monday to maintain their 2.5-game lead over in the American League West. Rangers beat the Angels 5-1. Seattle's now 4 games back of Texas in the division. Houston's lead over Seattle for the final AL wildcard playoff spot is a game and a half after last night's win. Seattle remains the only team left in the American League with a chance to chase down a playoff spot after the Yankees were eliminated on Monday. Now, despite beating Arizona 6-4, New York's elimination number was 1 game, with that game being the win by Houston. Seattle had a rare Monday off yesterday, talking about the Seahawks after their 37-27 win over Carolina. Reason for the day off was because of an extra day to prepare for Seattle's next game. It'll be next Monday in New York against the Giants. Now, after reviewing the tape of Sunday's game, Coach Pete Carroll particularly pleased with the play of defensive tackle Jaron Reed.
That was the best game he's played since he's been with us at any time. And I don't remember any games when he was away from us that were any better. I thought it was a complete football game. Run, pass, effort, his pursuit out of the pile, chasing kicks on the perimeter, or chasing screens on the perimeter. Excellent. And came through in big situations with big plays. He practiced 1 day last week is all he got. And he, of all the guys, had the worst injury. So we were really fired up about that.
This week also marks a full return of safety Jamal Adams, who's been out over a year recovering from a torn quadricep muscle. Coach Carroll says he'll immediately provide a spark to the defense.
Yeah, judging from the practice that he's had in the last couple of weeks, he's ready to go. And so we just got to make it through the week, make sure that everything goes right. So there'll be no restrictions at all.
What do you think he'll bring to the defense that's different than what you have out
He's
there?
a unique player, and he's got a unique way about him, his aggressiveness and attack, style. He generates action, and really, really good, running and hitting, the kinds of basic fundamentals of the game. But he also brings a lot of energy and a juice about him too, and confidence, and he's just got a lot of energy for it. So I'm really excited for him. I'm going to try to keep him as even keeled as possible so that he can just play like he's capable. But I know he's really fired up about finally getting back to it.
Seattle plays at New York next Monday on ESPN at 5:15. There were a couple of girls' soccer games on the pitch on Monday. Wenatchee traveled to Kentwood, came up short, losing 2-1. Prosser also topped Ephrata by that same score of 2-1. Today's action got underway earlier with Quincy visiting Chelan, Liberty Bell traveling to Tonasket, while Lake Roosevelt is hosting Manson. Oroville's at Bridgeport. Brewster plays host to Pateros. Moses Lake on the road at Davis. Cascade hosts Cashmere. Eastmont's on the road at Sunnyside, coming up at 7 o'clock. A jam-packed volleyball schedule is getting underway with Pateros on the road to Wilson Creek. Waterville Mansfield plays at Moses Lake Christian. The majority of the matches start later on tonight with Ephrata at East Valley. Chelan's hosting Quincy. Cashmere's at Cascade. Manson visits Okanagan. Oroville hosts Tonasket. Brewster welcomes Lake Roosevelt. Later at 7, Eastmont hosting Sunnyside, while Moses Lake is hosting Davis. Speaking of Eastmont and Sunnyside, we've got that for you live here on the NCWLIFE channel. I'll be courtside with your play-by-play, the pregame a little bit before 7 o'clock here, both on our website and on our Facebook page and right here on TV. That's Look at Sports News. Have a happy Tuesday.
On the next edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, summer is done, autumn is here. Bonnie Orr, what do we need to know to give us a quick heads up about gardening and lawn tips as we transition to autumn?
You know what? It's the busiest time of the year. People think summer is, but there are so many things to do in the fall.
And Bonnie will tell you all about it for you gardeners and lawn experts out there. She is the one on the next edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at NCWLIFE.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@NCWLIFE.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us and have a great night.